Hello, amazing artists! Today we are going to create a pumpkin landscape. I have 3 pumpkins I'm going to draw today and color in with oil pastel. Then next week we will do the starry night background. If you do not have oil pastels, you can use whatever you have at home to create. I'm going to start by opening my sketchbook to a clean page. I'm going to close one side and turn it on its side so that the binding is on the top. I'm going to make 3 pumpkins, and they're going to be about an oval. I can make a big one, a medium one, and a little one. I'm going to start with the big pumpkin, and I'm going to make an oval. Please use a pencil. I'm going to use a Sharpie. Then you can trace your pencil line with the Sharpie. I put my Sharpie cap on the back, and then I start by making my oval. Start at the top. There's my first pumpkin. Then I can do the next pumpkin. That pumpkin is behind the other pumpkin. So how I can make that look is I can start in the middle of that pumpkin, and then I'm going to bring it down to the bottom over here. So I'm going to go up, down, and back around. That's my second pumpkin. Then I'm going to make the last pumpkin smaller. And it's going to do the same thing. It's going to peep out from behind that first pumpkin. Starting here and ending right here. And there's my 3 pumpkins. It looks like they're going farther into the distance. I can finish my landscape ground with some lines for the ground so my pumpkins aren't floating in white space. Now I'm going to make the lines for the pumpkin, and they're curved lines. So I'm going to start up at the top. I'll start up here, and I'm going to make a curved line, and then make some space, another curved line. Now my curved lines are going to start going in the opposite direction because we have a curved shape. And there's my last line for my pumpkin. I'm going to do the same thing to my other pumpkins, following the outside line. And see how this one curves the opposite direction. And then my last pumpkin. Now they're really starting to look like pumpkins. The last thing I need is my stem. It's almost like half of a rectangle. So I start at the top of my pumpkin, and I make a line up, across, horizontal, and then back down again. Up, horizontal, and then vertical back down. Up, horizontal, and vertical back down. My pumpkins look great. I'm just going to clean up some of my lines by making them thicker if I think it needs it. Maybe I need to attach some more of my other lines. You can work on that now if you are waiting for others to finish. Now that we're done with our Sharpie, we're going to close it and cap it. We don't need it anymore, so we're going to put it away. And I don't need my pencil anymore either. We are going to color our pumpkins with our oil pastel. The colors I'm going to use for my pumpkin are orange and yellow. And we will use brown for the stem. So what I'm going to do with my orange, because we're going to learn how to blend our oil pastels. I'm going to trace the inside of my pumpkin with orange. Then I'm going to trace all the lines inside the pumpkin too. So now I have some white in the middle of my pumpkin. And that's where we're going to blend our yellow. I'm going to do that to all of my pumpkins. Now that I have all my orange done, I'm going to go back now with my yellow. So I can put orange away. Yellow is going to be inside of the pumpkin, and I can blend my colors together. So if I really kind of swirl that yellow around, you'll start to see it blending. This is going to help the pumpkin to look like a real pumpkin. More orange to blend. What I can do is I can get my orange again and then go back with my orange and blend it more. That pumpkin looks awesome. So I'm going to continue doing that with all of my pumpkins. Now that my pumpkins are done, I can put my yellow and my orange back. I'm going to top off my pumpkins with a brown stem. Now we're going to do the grass at the bottom, and that's where the pumpkins sit on. We're going to really learn how to blend our colors together. I'm going to use greens, so I have a dark green and a light green. Since my pumpkins are sitting on the grass, I want to use the dark green on the bottom of the pumpkins. So I'm going to color in my ground with that oil pastel. If I hold my pastel at an angle, I can make more coverage with my oil pastel. When I get to about halfway, I'm going to then get my lighter green and then fill in the bottom and see how my oil pastels really blend together when I overlap them. That means one is on top of the other. I want to go all the way to the edge of my paper. This is where we will stop for today's lesson. If we need to finish again next week, we will be working on our background. When you are done, you can close your sketchbook. And make sure all your pastels are put away in your box.